Hey guys, today I'm bringing you something a little bit unconventional. I turned the recording on, right? I did, okay. Today's gonna be a get ready with me style type thing, as I do an Ice Queen type inspired makeup look. For this look, I am using a wig, and my dumbass forgot to bring out the wig cap before I started. There's no backdrop this time. I'm not even using the ring light. I'm going back to how I really started. Awesome, I have no idea where the bobby pins are. Great, that's stressful. Tonight, or I guess really this afternoon because it starts at 3, there's this thing going on in Frisco. It's called like Frisco-vania, something like that. And we actually found, for context, when I'm filming this, what the hell, oh duh. When I'm filming this, it's like the weekend before Halloween, so it's October, right? And I don't think this Ice Queen video is probably going up until like November. So this is not a Halloween look. Well, I guess it kind of is a Halloween look, but it's not like a video I'm filming specifically for Halloween. But I figured, since I already had all my Halloween looks planned out and done, I wanted to do an Ice Queen look for winter. And I actually tried filming it back in not even January, it was like the end of December last year. Right after I got my green screen. But I hated how it came out. The makeup wasn't well done. The green screen wasn't working properly in editing. And I wasn't very happy with how the makeup had come out. I'm going to start with my eyes. If I forget to mention any products, everything's listed in the description below, including the wig. Everything I can find that's part of this, I will try to link it below. I've already got my moisturizer on, so my skin is ready. But I'm going to do my eyes first. I should mention that the reason I don't have like the backdrop set up or the ring light on is because I'm a little bit pressed for time. Not much, but enough. When I say pressed for time, I've only got, let's see, it starts at 3. I don't know exactly what time we're going to leave because it starts at 3 but it ends at 8, so we have a couple hours to get there. And I'll explain more about what Frisco-vania is in a minute. But I don't have time to set up the ring light or the backdrop or anything. So I just grabbed my tripod because I keep my tripod in here. I'm so used, I'm at the point where I can set up my tripod very quickly, very easily, because I've used it so much. To prime, I'm using the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop Concealer in Fair. But I just didn't have time, so we're just going to do a more get ready with me type kind of tutorial. It's like half a get ready with me, half a tutorial. And I'm setting it with my NYX HD Finishing Translucent Powder. This tube of concealer is really starting to dry out. I actually bought a new tube a couple weeks ago because I thought it would be drying out a lot faster. Or I thought I would run out sooner. But it's been a couple weeks, and it's still kicking. So I guess I was mistaken. If I have time, I'm going to try to show like the outfit and putting that together and everything. I want to try. I'm watching Atlee's Ashtoberfest right now, and she's showing like wigs and how she styled them and how she did the costumes and everything. And even though this isn't a Halloween look, I do want to show you guys the outfit I'm going to be wearing tonight. So Frisco-vania is basically, we just found out about this like not even a week ago. I might have a bit of a hard time explaining it just because we've never gone and I'm not entirely sure what to expect. I know they have a lot of stuff for like small children. They have like bounce houses and face paints. They're going to have food trucks. And I'm looking forward to some good food. And they have games, whatever that means. Oh, I'm dipping into my NYX Ultimate Brights palette, and I'm just taking the lightest blue shade on the left here in the row of blues. And I'm just buffing that into my crease, really blending it out. It's kind of like a transition color. And I'm also going to be taking that on my outer corner as well. I'm going for like a icy half-cut crease here. I actually practiced the makeup yesterday. If you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen the eye look because I'm planning on posting it this weekend, probably tomorrow, because I got another eye look I'm hoping to get up today, and if not later, next week. So it might be more for little kids. I'm not entirely sure. There's also a costume contest, and the theme is called Country Renaissance. If anyone could tell me what the hell that means, I'd be grateful. Of course, by the time you guys are seeing this, I might have already figured it out, you know, just by going. But we thought it would be cool. Admission is free. You can get like VIP tickets for like a couple $100s to get special stuff. We're not doing that, but general admission is free. This costume was very last minute. Because I had no idea. At first I was going to be a clown, but then I have to take, it's all outside, so I have to take like, you know, like weather into consideration. And it's not necessarily going to be freezing, but I would like to stay warm, especially when the sun goes down. Now I'm going to go into my Urban Decay Shadowbox palette, and I'm going to take this, I've made this palette so filthy I can't read the name. Moon Shadow, it's the dark blue. And I'm going to use this to deepen up the crease because I want this look to be pretty dark and smoky. And I'm also taking this on the outer corner as well. They have a costume, I think I already mentioned this, but they're going to have a costume contest as well, and at the end of the night, at the end of the show, they're going to have some kind of runway show thing. I don't know if we'll still be there when it happens, when the runway thing happens, but it's like a fashion show. That's it, runway show. Yeah, that makes sense. Fashion show is what I mean. But anyway, at first I was going to be a creepy clown, and I'm trying to be more on the affordable side. I didn't really want to go out and try and buy pieces for a costume or a costume in general. What is... I swear to God, something's like tickling the back of my neck. It might just be the hairs escaping from the back of the wig cap, I don't know. But I'm going to be saving that costume for Halloween. And I do have a clown tutorial up. That was actually my favorite look I did for Halloween. To blend out the dark blue, I'm kind of just going back and forth between the brush with the dark blue left on it and the brush with the lighter blue on it. Try to make my eyes look even. They said no. And I said, bitch, get it together. They still said no. And then I was going to be like some kind of Queen of the Dead. I'm also taking a clean, fluffy brush and just running it along the edges to make sure everything's super blended. I'm actually going to take that first brush and just lightly tap it once into the light blue just to bring some of that back in. And then again with that clean one. And I actually ended up planning out my outfit before my makeup. Because, you know, my outfit was going to determine what I was. Like, makeup is all fine and dandy, but if I wouldn't have had the outfit to go with it, then it was kind of for nothing. I'm going to do a half-cut crease really quick with the same concealer and a smallish flat brush. I'm going to do it a little bit differently than I've done in the past. I'm going to take the concealer wand, and I'm actually just going to tap the concealer along my lash line that way. Careful not to make the same mistake I made yesterday and not get it in my lashes. If you get it in your lashes, you're gonna fuck it all up. And look up. There's that beautiful line you can follow now. And I just set that with the same translucent powder. So because I was gonna be some kind of queen, my mom and I started hunting online for a crown. And at first it was going to be a black crown, because I was still on the whole, you know, Queen of Death thing. But then I remembered that my wig is going to be black, and I don't want the crown to blend into the wig, you know, like get hidden by it. So we ended up finding this white crown, and we have some blue fairy lights left over from something else. This really short strings, when we ordered the blue fairy lights, they came in a box set with just a bunch at once. So my mom's like, what if I wound the lights around the crown and then we turn it on, we hide the battery with the switch on it in your wig, and that way it looks like you have like a glowing crown. And I said, sure, why not? That sounds awesome. So we ordered the crown, and then I went makeup hunting. Because first the color was going to be purple, then it was going to be red, and then we went with blue because we ended up settling on like an Ice Queen type thing. So that's the basis for what I'm doing today. Now I'm going into my NYX Machinist Steam palette, and I'm going to be taking, the colors I'm going to be using for this palette is going to be this light blue in the top left and the silver. I'm going to start with the light blue, and starting in the center of my lid with the cut crease, I'm going to fill this in. I'm not quite sure how far I want to take it because this is a little bit different than what I did yesterday. I guess I kind of filled it mostly in, kind of like 2/3 of the way. I'm not going to worry about blending it into the eyeshadow on my outer corner right now. I just want to focus on getting the colors laid down. I'm worried about blending later, even if I am tempted to blend as I go. And you can use this look for like Halloween, if you've got like a some kind of like holiday costume party, or you know, for like a costume or something, or just any time of year really. It doesn't have to be like winter or whatever. Now I'm going to go into my NYX Love You So Mochi palette in Electric Pastels, and on my finger I'm going to take the top left bluish shade, and I'm going to put it on top of this blue. Careful not to mess up the line of the crease too much. I just tapped my fingers on the palette like I was tapping off the excess on a brush, because that's how that works. I'm glad I cut my nails the other day. It makes it easier to, I just did it again. It makes it easier to go up to that line to be able to see, you know, if I'm messing it up or anything. I'm just gonna wipe this off on the tissue. Hello? Boys! Come here! Hi! Really? All that fuss? Come here! It's okay. Come say hello! Go see. Alex, Cody! Come here, boys. Hi! Thank you. Oh, come here. Cody! I hope the camera caught that. Hello, Buckaroo. Say hello. Say hello. They're not saying this until like December, but say hello. Cody. I have him. Mine. Ow. Ow. Come here. Nothing? Really? Where are my kisses? Gah. Oh, sorry. You okay. I got you. Hello, Cody. Oh, say hello. Say hello. Look this way. I love you. Okay, go. Don't I get no kisses? Rude. So I've got until 2:30. That's plenty of time, because it's only like, it's not even 12:30. But it also doesn't feel like enough time, because I might have practiced the eyes, but I couldn't exactly practice the face, or what I want to do for the face. So I'm just a little nervous, and now I've got this thing sticking out. Oh, wonderful. Now on the other side of the same brush, I'm going to take the silver, and I'm going to put this on the rest of the lid space. I might cover up some of the blue with it to make the blue a bit more icy, like so. I'm gonna grab a bit more of that Mochi blue and just tap it over the rest of the blue. The light blue, I mean, not the dark blue. We're leaving the dark blue alone right now. Now I'm going to go back to that blending brush I used to apply the dark blue. I'm going to dip back into the dark blue and I'm going to tap it on the outer corner and kind of try to blend it in with the light blue so it doesn't look quite as harsh. Now on this angled liner brush, this is the Morphe M217, I'm going to dip that into the dark blue and I'm just going to use this and go right above the crease line I created just to define it more, sharpen it up. And I like to wiggle the brush back and forth. It kind of blends it out just a little bit. This is one of those steps that you don't necessarily have to do, but it does, in my opinion, make the look better. And back in with that blending brush and just lightly and carefully blend out the harshness. And then that first brush, run it along. And that clean brush. I've got fallout from the dark shadow on my under eye. Oh, not my under eye, my lower lash line. Which is why I like doing my eyes first before I do my base. I kind of do them first. I get like all the eyeshadow laid down. I'm kind of weird. I like bounce around a lot when I'm doing my makeup. Like now that I have the cut crease done, woo, my left shoulder just popped a lot. For now, I am going to hit pause on my eyes and I'm going to get to work on my face. I'm going to start with the NYX Shine Killer primer. Just a little drop. And I'm going to put this on my nose because that's where I am oily. Now I'm going to take the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Primer. Just a thin little line. You know where you would put like sunscreen like along your nose and stuff? That's where I'm going to put this. I'm mostly concentrating it around my nose and my under eyes because that's where I have the most texture and everything. And I also like, whenever I have left on my fingers, I like to rub that along my upper lip and my chin. I don't know if it helps, but I like to, like, my dark circles right here is where a lot of my texture is under my eyes. So I really like to, like, kind of press the primer in a tad. And now I'm going to mix some of my NYX Pro Foundation Mixer in white with some of my NYX Total Control Drop Foundation in, what are you, light? Oh, I always thought I was fair. Apparently I'm light. I've never mixed the mixer with this foundation. I have a Neutrogena foundation that I don't know if they make anymore that I usually use this for. So I don't know how well this is going to go. Usually I would just mix it on the back of my hand, but the foundation is so liquidy that I don't know how to do this. Okay, I'm going to take some of the foundation on my face here. And I'm going to add just a little bit, like that much of the mixer on my face as well. And I'm just going to buff this into my skin? Question mark? I just want to be a bit paler than normal. I'm going to need more than that. Whoa. Oh, that is... Wait. Okay, I'm gonna go take this off. I'm gonna do another layer of moisturizer. I guess my skin is drier than I thought, because I have this huge dry patch where the foundation is... I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me pull a Raw Beauty Kristi and turn my vanity down a little bit. Right here, in like the center of my cheek. Wow, that is nasty. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go take care of that. Let's try this again. That's better. Not great, but better. That's much better. Just call me Grace. See, normally I would just straight up go in with my concealer to cover up my dark circles. I don't know if this is light enough. I don't want to go in with just straight up white, because that would be a bit too much. Let's see, I'll just go in with just the concealer for now. That's not bad at all. Okay. Normally, to set, I would go in with my Kat Von D Lock-It setting powder, because it's also translucent, but I've heard that it's not like a true translucent powder. So I'm just going to go back in with my NYX one, and I'm going to set my under eye first. Since I made my foundation lighter, I don't want to make myself darker again. So I'm just not going to risk it. I don't have time now to mess this up. I'm going to do my brows. I'm going to make my brows black to match my wig, and to do that I'm going to take the NYX 3-in-1 brow pencil in black. I'm only going to use the pencil side. This comes with a pencil, a pomade type thing. I don't know if it's like a pomade or some kind of puff. And then on this end there's a brow gel. I don't mess with the brow gel. I tried using all three things at once. Didn't go well. Actually, I'm going to grab a spoolie really quick. It doesn't come with a spoolie. It just comes, the only spoolie you get is the one with the brow gel. So I'm just taking just a spoolie brush. You can get a bunch of disposable ones. They're like mascara ones. You can get a bunch of them on like the internet. And I'm going to try not to go too heavy, while also trying to color my brows a bit and fill them in. I don't really like how big this pencil is. I much prefer the pencil and the micro brow pencil, which is what I normally use. I'm going to try to extend the tail a bit and define the front brow hairs. I'm just following my normal brow routine for this, just a lot more carefully, because this pencil is so much thicker. So anyway, I hadn't actually meant to get this pencil. I had meant to get the micro brow pencil instead of this one. And I hadn't actually noticed that I'd gotten the 3-in-1 until I got home. I'm going to finish off my eyes, yes? Yeah, I'm going to finish off my eyeballs. So I'm going to take, no I am not. I'm going to take my Colourpop Super Shock highlighter in Flexitarian, and I'm going to use this to highlight my inner corner and my brow bone. I'm going to be mixing 3 other highlighters besides this one today. Now I'm going to go into my NYX Born to Glow palette, and I'm going to take the top right shade. It's kind of pinky, so I'm only going to take a little bit. I'm using this one just for the glow factor. And now I'm going to take my Love You So Mochi highlighting palette. Woohoo! Almost dropped it. An Arcade Glam. And I'm going to take the blue one. I'm going to be using a lot of this one. And finally, I'm going to take the NYX A Bit Jelly Gel Illuminator in Luminous. This is full of blue sparkles, so this is perfect. I'm going to take my NYX Epic Ink liquid liner, and I'm just going to do a quick wing. I'm going to take my Colourpop Cream Gel Liner Pencil in Kicker, and I'm going to pop this on my waterline. And you know, I swear to God, this is like putting liquid silver in my waterline. Now on a smudger brush, this one is from e.l.f. I'm going to start with my lower lash line, and I'm going to take that same light blue that I started with on my top lid. Basically everything I did up top, I'm going to do on the bottom now. So starting with the light blue, this is going all the way across. And now on a flutter brush, this is the e.l.f. flat eyeliner brush. I'm going to go into that dark blue very lightly, and I'm going to press this along my lash line. And I've got this kind of fluffy flat brush that I'm just going to use to try and blend these together. I've used this to apply eyeshadow, but not to blend on my lower lash line, so we'll see how this goes. And with that big clean fluffy brush, I'm just gonna run along the edges just to make sure everything is nice and blended. I'm gonna put some of my NYX On The Rise mascara on. I'm also gonna put some on my bottom lashes as well. For contouring and all that today, I'm actually going to do it all in blue. And I'm terrified. So I'm going to go back into my NYX Ultimate Brights palette, and I'm going to take the bright blue on my usual contouring, powder contouring brush. Trying to be careful not to mix it into any of the other colors. And I'm going to start by contouring my cheeks how I normally would. I'm kind of bringing it just a bit farther forward than I usually would. I'm also going to try putting this on my forehead, which even with normal contouring is never something I've done before. I'm going to start at the temples, just kind of work it towards the center of my forehead. I am trying to start out with a light hand, and I'm also kind of, whatever's left on the brush, I'm just kind of dragging it across the rest of my forehead. I need to put chapstick on, man. I have the nasty habit of picking at my lips, so I've got like some open, not open, but slightly raw because it's all a day old and it's starting to heal over now. Okay, now I'm gonna go into my Urban Decay Full Spectrum palette, and I'm gonna take the dark blue shade called Minx. And this brush is actually a highlighting brush that came with the brush set, the one I just threw. I'm gonna use, this one's kind of sparkly. Oh well, it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna take just this one, I want this one because it's tapered, and I want that for a more kind of concentrated look. So I'm just gonna lightly tap into it and go over, deepen up the contour is basically what I'm trying to do here. I am getting blue in my ears, yes, but I'm not worried about that. That'll just come off with like jojoba oil, a makeup wipe, you know. And as you can see, it does not take much at all. I'm going to go back with that first brush I used, and I'm going to go over it to blend it out some so it doesn't look quite so harsh, especially around the edges. To clean up the bottom a little bit, I'm just taking my foundation brush and just kind of lightly sweeping underneath. I'm not trying to carve it out or anything. Just kind of clean up the bottom edges a bit if I blend a little too far down. I'm going to be the most careful with my forehead.
You see your brush. What blue is it?
The bright one.
You see.
I'm going to take the bright blue and I'm just going to bring it, just the bright blue higher up, kind of like blush, which I have never applied before, but we're going to go with it. The dark blue I'm just leaving in the hollows of my cheeks as the contour, but the bright blue I'm going to bring it up higher. And don't worry, I will be adding highlighter. I wouldn't be me if I didn't add highlighter, because that sweeps some across the top of my nose. Kind of like blush. I regret that. I regret that. Now I'm going to highlight my face, and I'm going to do the same thing I did for my eyes. So a Colourpop Super Shock Highlighter in Flexitarian. I like to apply this with my finger because it's super soft and creamy, and I find I get the best payoff if I use it that way. I'm just blending this right above the blush line. God, I am in love with my lower lashes today. I will not be highlighting my nose because my nose already gets super oily. It's a highlight all on its own. So I might put some blue highlighter on there. But regular highlight, no. I produce my own regular highlight. Tap this highlighter across the empty space on my forehead. Not quite sure how I want to highlight my forehead because I never really highlight my forehead because I have bangs, so you know you wouldn't see that. And now back into the NYX Born to Glow palette, that same pinky highlighter. I'm going to take this on my NYX fan brush, and I'm going to carefully sweep this on top of the Colourpop highlighter. And I'm going to dust whatever is left across my forehead as well. Remember kids, icy, not sweaty. Now back into the Mochi highlighter. I'm going to apply this with my finger as well because I find I get the most payoff that way. And I'm just going to tap it along instead of swiping because I don't want to run the risk of taking off the other ones underneath. And I'm doing quite a few layers of this one as well. I'm going to tap some of this along my chin, down the center of the bridge of my nose, and some on the tip. Go back into the jelly highlighter. And I'm also going to apply this with my finger because I have found in the past that using a brush takes off the stuff I put underneath, because I usually use this as like a top layer because it's so, it's not thin, but it's more glittery than glowy. And I'm just gonna lightly tap this on. And whatever's left on my finger, once again, goes across my forehead and my chin and down the bridge of my nose and the tip of my nose. I'll tap lightly, barely touching it. And my cupid's bow a little bit too. I'm actually going to spray my face. This is the NYX matte finish setting spray. I'm going to change clothes really quick, and I'll be right back. I have had this dress since 2013. If you watched the Shadowhunters show, then this dress might be slightly familiar. I don't remember if Izzy wore this in the show, but I know it's actually from the movie, because they made a movie out of the first book before Shadowhunters was even a whisper. If you didn't know, Shadowhunters is based off the Shadowhunters books by Cassandra Clare, or at least the Mortal Instruments, which is the first of all the series in the entire Shadowhunters Chronicles, and the first book, City of Bones, got turned into a movie in 2013, and Hot Topic came out with a City of Bones clothing line, a whole thing, and this dress is actually supposed to be like a replica of the dress that Isabelle wore in the movie. It's a miracle if this thing still fits me. I have been so stubborn about keeping it. And the pants I'm wearing underneath are just black pleather pants I got from Hot Topic.
Remember, you're kind of going over the top.
I know, but I don't want to look. I want to look icy, not sweaty. I'm probably gonna do it more on the bone, less on the sag.
There, you can't, yeah.
Less on the sag, more on the bone.
Would it stay?
Yeah, because that's like right on top of bone.
No, but I wouldn't put it in that direction. Then I would turn it. That's not what I meant. I meant like.
What, sideways?
I don't know.
Hi. When I tell you guys that we went all over town yesterday looking for some of these stupid face gems, I'm not kidding. I was originally looking for those like little applique things that look like, you know, they kind of look like tattoos, but our normal Walmart was out. Target was out. Walgreens didn't get any this year. CVS had some like circle stones, but we also tried, you know, the Dollar Tree. They didn't have any. We ended up going to... We also checked Sally's. They didn't have any either. Almost no one had any stones whatsoever, not even these little loose ones. So we ended up going to a different Walmart, and they had these. Thank God. And I'm actually not using the glue that came with, the adhesive that came with, because the adhesive didn't stick very well. I tried on my glitter glue. So today we actually popped by Walgreens, and I'm actually using some Duo lash glue. Okay guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the video now. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you want to see more stuff like this. Make sure you check me out on my Instagram at PSC Makeup Artistry. I also have a Facebook page by the same name. I will link both of those in the description below, as well as a list of everything I used on my face today. I will try to find a link to the wig, the dress. Honestly, you're probably out of luck because the dress is over 6 years old at this point. The pants I got from Target. If I can find that on their website, I will link it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!